Guys, today I am working on the Sizzix Tim Holtz Thinlits Mary Moose dies. Yesterday I started on these guys just to see how easy or hard they would be, and they're very easy. So I wanted to show like kind of how they run through the machine and how many little pieces there are. Yeah, there's quite a few little pieces, but as you can see, they are very well worth it. So I first started out, let me show you how I first started out. Since I was running it through, I thought, let me just use a piece of brown paper. And this was just, says Bohemia, My Mind's Eye. And it has some nice, it kind of looks like what you would get if you use some distress ink. And on the other side, a pattern. But it's thin. And I really like my stuff to be thick and sturdy. This is very thin. I will show you. Look how cool he is on the other side. Like if you just wanted to do unusual patterns, it's very cool. I don't know if you guys can see it, so I'm going to hold it up close. These guys have little eyes and nose. It's much more detailed than I ever imagined it would be. It's beyond cute. I'm very, very happy with this purchase. So anyway, so I started working on them yesterday. I don't know, I probably played around hour and a half. These are what I got done, but I didn't know what I was doing, so I was just messing around. All of them turned out perfectly, and I really got into it. Once I saw how cute this guy was, just plain, so you can just imagine him if you didn't want to do anything. If you just wanted to make a tag, that's cute. Merry Christmas across him. He's perfectly done and would look great on a Christmas tag. Now, I did, let's see, I wanted to run them, I don't know if you can see it this way. You have to run them a special way to get them facing each other, because I thought, oh, wouldn't that be cute if they were kind of running towards each other or just running around in the forest. They're just so cute. You'll have a flood of ideas. So you have to run. Let me get my Sizzix stuff. So if you want to run them forward and backward, you are going to need to do one. You will do one on this side, then you'll get your next sheet of paper and you'll flip it and do one on that side. So then you can get this guy running this way and this guy running that way. Very easy. It just takes a second to think and get used to this stuff. For me, it does. So anyways, they're so cute. I wanted to show you what comes in the package. And it's like way more. It said 7 dies, and I didn't really think about that. Of course, you get your little moose. And it came in this nice little plastic bag. You get your, there are some teeny pieces. You get your tree. You get your leaves to your tree. Let me make sure you can still see that, yeah. You get your moose. Then you get, oh, I didn't even use this. You get antlers. I didn't even use that because I was just cutting out more and cutting the antlers off. Look at that. This video helped me. And then you get, this is a bell. Oh my gosh, it's so small. It's upside down. This is a bell. I didn't use the bell because, and I'll tell you why I didn't use the bell in just a second. Because I had to have mine sturdier than that. This is his halter, I suppose, his head dressing. And then there is for his, I don't know what you call that, collar. You've got one side and another side. because that's 2 pieces. In order to get the dots, you put this piece down, then you put this piece over it. And I'll show you. I will run some so you can see. I hope I'm not making it sound difficult. It's not difficult at all. That is so funny that I didn't even notice that in my package. Now that is very nice of them to include that. The antlers. Okay. So I will try to keep these. I'm not going to do the trees, at least right now, because my plan was to make him an ornament. He's just so adorable. I figured I could tie a piece of clear thread around him or fishing twine and hang him just like that off of my tree. I mean, he's fantastic. So then I thought, well, what I'll do is since I did this one side, and I started this side with the antlers, and again, this is another one where you've got the reverse side, so you have to run the paper upside down to get the opposite side. Anyways, the colors I used here, all I did was I took my walnut stain, I opened it up, and I rubbed it straight onto my Bristol board. And I know I've showed this before, this is my favorite, because this stuff is so sturdy. So sturdy. My Strathmore Bristol board, it just happens this one's 9 by 12 inches. It doesn't matter what size you get. So that one was plain old distressing in walnut stain. Then I thought, wonder what it would look like if I distressed it with some water. So, just rubbed it across, spritzed it with some water, and then dried it. And then I thought, wonder what it would look like. Now this is the difference. I'll show you. This is the guy that I used the water on. And he has, you can see, little dots and a little more texture, a little more color variations. This one I used just the plain old distress ink as it is, and I dried it. I love this. I kind of think on this Bristol board, this smooth vellum Bristol board, that kind of looks like fur to me. So, and I got very into the details of it since it was going to be one ornament for my tree. Now, these guys could go on cards. So then I thought, well, what would it look like if he wasn't so dark? I used fossilized amber, and then I put vintage photo, and these are both distress oxide. I rubbed that straight on here and sprayed water and got this absolutely beautiful fur. I just think that is phenomenal. And you could go into details. You could get little glittered hooves if you wanted. I mean, you can do as much as you want. A little glittered tail, anything that you want. Once you get them in your hands and you start playing with them, they're so adorable you can't stop. Okay, so those were the things I did yesterday. So in order to finish up my guy, and I will set these little guys aside. See, they're fragile, but you know they're meant for a card. And these are all 3 of these are made out of the Bristol board. All right, so what do I have left for him? Oh, and I'll show you my glitter cardstock. Let's see, I bought this recently, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I bought this. The Paper Studio and just a glittered finish. It says $19.99, but I feel like I didn't pay that. I feel like I probably had a 40% off coupon. It's a ton of colors. I mean, you could even do, this is a nice brown. So, but I use this the one I use, it's over here. It's over next to my paper cutter. I use this almost coppery color, and it worked with all of them. Oh, and for this guy's antlers, I just cut, I had a spare piece, and I just, see, I cut the whole moose, but I cut the antlers and then trimmed them off, and which now I know you don't have to do that. But see, we learn. They're brand new. All right, so this is fabulous. All right, so I just thought I'd make this quick and finish up what I didn't do yesterday. So I need to get his little halter and his collar for this side. Let me see if you can see the detail on this guy's eye. I think you can see that. Now I want you to notice how dainty, not this one, but how dainty right there is. When you put some glitter cardstock, it makes it a lot more sturdy. All right, so I need, what color is having to match him up? So he's red, and all I did was I used the new Festive Berries, rubbed it on a sheet, and look how small this is, and look, I've already gotten 2 collars and a headpiece out of it. So now I'm going to do another collar and a headpiece. I'm going to run the headpiece off. Well, let's see if my collar will fit. I may have run it too short, so I may want to show you guys what I did. All I need is this right here, is this piece. And all I need, so you can really piece this stuff together tight, is that. So why don't I take this, see if I can take this down. And this is kind of just showing you how you don't have to use a ton of ink. I mean, you really don't have to use a ton of ink. And you don't have to use a ton of paper. Now, I did run these through multiple times because when I opened this package, it said for best results, run 3 times. So that's 2. There's 3. And then, I mean, they're tiny. Come out beautifully. And then definitely have your pick. And all the paper I'm using is this Bristol board. So it's a little thicker, a little more sturdy. Okay. Then, get that scrap out of the way. Now this, I hope you can see this. It's tiny. And you do use these little circles. I just wound up alternating and putting a little glitter on. And I didn't have a plan. I just was running things off. And I'm going to save these little circles to the side because I might need it for another one. So there's no, I mean, I know it seems teeny. After I'm done, I can toss them in the trash, but for now, I need them. Okay. Look how many pieces I got out of that tiny sheet. And like I said, that was Festive Berries, one of his new ones. All right. So now underneath, I used the glitter. So I'll just run the glitter. And I am not going to do this. I'm just going to you can really, really conserve paper with this. I'm just going to do the whole thing. And then, yes, I need the circles. One, two, three. You know, since it's bumping like that, I'll do it again. I could have avoided that loud noise if I had have just not lined it up so perfectly straight. If I'd have maybe put it in like that, it wouldn't have done that. Okay, so we've got this piece. And this, yes, they're tiny, but so worth it. And don't toss that out. You can stick another one on here and run it. If you feel it. If you don't, if you're like, oh, that's just too much, don't worry about it then. So you're going to take this and do that. Look at that. So the collar is done. Well, almost done. I will assemble it. And we definitely need the little dots. I'm going to keep them right in here so I don't lose track of them. And then I don't need this, but may as well pull it out and save it for later. Because I know I will re-glitter. And I don't need this little halter, so I'll just save that for later. So you keep getting more pieces, and then eventually you don't have to run stuff, you're just assembling. That's how these guys came together, just kind of assembling. Because I thought, oh, well, I've got this extra and I've got that extra. You do get little tiny pieces. All right, so all I did, because he is distress, I did not want to use a bunch of liquid and alter his fur. So I used my Elmer's Extreme, I think it's like poster board. It's just his Extreme School glue stick. So you just line them up. Good, I made a mistake, I think. So now you guys can see. It can't go on like that. It has to go, I should have run it upside down because it was my reverse side. Oh, I'm so glad I did that. Okay, so we'll start over. It's upside down, turn it at an angle. Do this over again. I don't need the dots. The dots are universal, so they're fine. There we go. Oh, so glad I made a mistake. See how much more smooth that sounds? Okay. Do over. And then you can always, you should probably always do this anyways. Just check and see where it goes. So pretty, right? Oh my gosh. So very pretty. It's not a total loss. Now I have extras. Okay. And he's beautiful just with the glitter. You don't have to add all of the little embellishments. Just whatever you like and whatever you feel makes him look best to you. Or her. Him or her. Presses right on. And like I said, this stuff makes it sturdy. And glue stick gives you a little wiggle room. Like I just got a little glue on him. If that had been regular glue, it would have taken his color away and that would have upset me. Of course, you could go back and try to get it right. Now, I am sure I will be covered in glue soon. And so I'm going to have to rerun this because that's backwards. So So what I'll do is I'll show you what I did. I feel like I probably need. There we go. That's all I did. So easy. And that's the festive berries. So then I will have to turn on my heat drying tool because I don't know if you can see how wet it is. And I may have to rerun his halter. Okay, let that cool off for a minute, and let's see if his halter needs to be redone. I feel as if it will, because I think it goes, yes. Yes, it goes that way. Now I have an extra halter. This is still a little wet, so let's see what else we have. We've got the circles. We just need this piece. Okay. I'm going to hit this again with the dryer. You know, I did think about this in all this heat gunning and stuff. You could, if you want this to be shiny, you could throw down some of, I'll get an example, some of your embossing powder. Like I have this Brutus Monroe icicle and it's clear. If I threw it down while that was wet, it would just put a nice clean coat of plastic, making it more sturdy, especially if you're doing an ornament like me, and making it kind of pop, giving it dimension. Okay. It still looks a little bit damp. Yeah, it's still just a little bit damp. Sorry about this. If it wasn't live, I could move on and do something else. Another piece over here, but it's not distress oxide, so I don't really want to. Maybe don't use as much ink as I use. You know what, I will show you something else that I've been working on while this is kind of drying. I purchased these stamps. The festive overlay. Oh my gosh, they are so pretty. They are just so pretty. I want to get in on that Santa. Look how cute he is. So cute. While this is drying, all I've done so far is I did the black Santa with the red Mary. And I thought, you know what? I should have done that in Distress Oxide, the red. All of this is in archival ink. If I had have done this red in, like, say, my festive berries, I could have shaken that icicle. I could have shaken this on top, the embossing powder, and it would have risen up and popped over that black. So that's what I will do next time. So then I just reversed it and did red with black. It looks fantastic. This I used Distress Oxide, and it was so wet, I threw the embossing powder on top, the Brutus Monroe. And look, this is the new, it's a brushed corduroy, and it pulls out the green here, and I bought this little pack of archival inks, and I used that library green. I just kind of figured, you know, it takes a while for this distress ink to dry. Now this one I did on top. I waited for it to dry, the brushed corduroy, and then I put the library green on top. And I think that turned out cute. So those were all I've done. They took a little work. I'm not real good at stamping. If I didn't have a stamp platform, I would not be able to stamp. Okay, let's get back to business. Sorry for the mistake. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to flip it upside down. And then I need to run this. I will run this as well. It's still a little damp. I must have gotten carried away with my ink. I've never had that happen before. Okay, they moved. There, now they're stuck. Okay, now you're going to see this is still damp, so it made a little mess. And this just doesn't want to dry. I must have used entirely too much ink. That is disappointing, guys. I'm very sorry. Never in my life have I had to do this. It's so funny when I wipe things off and clean things off. Now, because of Halloween, there's so much black on everything. Okay. Alright, so we'll see if these are ready now. Here's the bell. Little bell, and you have the little tiny ringing part of the bell. And then look at the size of this thing. This I didn't use because it just seemed too frail. I don't know if you can even see that. There we go. So that's all this is. I like it. I think it adds cute whimsy, but it wouldn't work for this. Okay. All right, exciting. Get back to business. And something that I noticed while I was doing this is the glue stick that I'm using. If you rub it, I didn't have to do it on this, on the little halter, but if you rub it on this piece, it adds a shiny sheen, which is nice, which I believe would mean that it would preserve that distress ink. And if it got wet, it wouldn't matter because it's almost like you have like Mod Podge on top of it. Okay, now I need this. I'm going to do it upside down again. Let's see where I'm hopefully it didn't shift too much. And I think I'm making this look like more work than it actually is. It's not. I do not know what is going on with this distress ink not drying. I must have just used way too much. So we'll let that dry inside of there. No, that's the piece we need. Did I do this? Now I'm like, did I do this backwards? Yeah, if I had done this video yesterday but I didn't have time, I was like kind of on a roll after I got these guys going. But you'll see, this is the roughest start you'll have. It won't, it's not that hard. Okay. And because this Bristol board is thicker, it holds up. And let's see if you can see that little glue blob. I'm going to rub that across. And then that's going to adhere it and give it a little bit of shine, a little bit of sheen. A little more. See, now my finger's sticky, so make sure you have a sink nearby or you have plenty of baby wipes. There. I hope I didn't make that seem harder than it was. It is really so simple and so fun. Just wipe the glue off my fingers and then we'll get the fabulous little dots. And for the dots, I just used glue. I think I used this Nuvo pen, the Smooth Precision. And let me get my tweezers. All right, I have a little tray with all my little things in it, and I know these. Oh, here they are. Okay, I got my little dots that came from wherever the halter piece is. Here it is, hiding. And then I tested this to make sure it was coming out, just because, you know, it is distress ink, so it might change colors on me. Get some of that off. If you work fast enough, it won't change colors. So simple, so adorable. And if I get faster at this, I am going to make them as gifts. And this is really good glue. If you need something with a fine tip, this Nuvo Smooth Precision, it's really good glue. So that's it. And then once he dries, I am going to string a piece of twine across him and make him an ornament. So he needs to dry this way. I'll put him right here. You have everything you need. And I'll save my little red dots over here because I have high hopes that I will not bumble around as much next time. And then, you know, here is how the bell would go. That's how the bell would go. cute as a button. But I think if you wanted to do multiple of these guys on a card, you would need to use, this is a 5x7 card, you would need to use a bigger card. I just think it would be so cute to have these guys running, like get a big tag and have them running all over the place in all directions. Maybe one of his big etc. tags. I know I have one. And just, I don't want to make you guys wait. Have them kind of running all over the place. Here, here, and here, and it could be partial on some of them. Just so cute. Maybe the one in the center be the showpiece, and then the other guys kind of running off and have, I mean, really, really, really cute. I apologize if it didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped. But, you know, you're all crafters. You know how it goes sometimes. I just had to share. It was so cute. I was having so much fun. And I thought, if anybody is on the fence about this, this is a definite buy. At least in my opinion. I think you'll have fun having your Merry Little Moose part of your Christmas this year. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great holiday season. Hopefully I'll see you soon.